Hello friends, today I'm going to make one small video based on the topic is three different levels of happiness. We get three different type of activities. So it is going to be a short video, and I'll tell the principle and I'll tell you some of the examples so that it is clear. So before that, I start with a short prayer. वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभो निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा. Okay, so first level of happiness, what people generally do all the time, knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously. For example, very interesting example I like to take is people go to different places to enjoy, and then they go to different restaurants to eat food. So all these kind of activities people do, and then nowadays you have smartphone, and you you take a lot of pictures, and you are in a hurry uh, to post those pictures in the Facebook, and then you keep on waiting how many people give likes. So that kind of thing you do, and you by doing that you basically get so tired, and it has become like a nowadays smartphone, social media, and it becomes a lot of peer pressure that you have to go some places to show off to your friend that you went to a place, and you show some pictures like, yeah, I am having so much fun, and all those kind of stuff you do, and then you post pictures, and sometimes you think that I'll make some people jealous, I'm going these places, thinking that you get some pleasures, and then you go to restaurants, and and restaurants, and eat different kind of foods, take picture of the food, and then you post it. And then some people don't like their work, then still they go to office. Like you ask somebody Monday morning, how are you doing, and they will say, what are you asking this Monday morning? And the same person, if you ask Friday evening that how are you doing, that person is going to say it's happy Friday, and there is a euphoria, joy, and the joy of freedom, kind of thing. So people don't like, and still they work. They know that they have to work for money. So then people do many different activities they have to do to survive. So all those activities basically gives uh, level one happiness, I would say. So these are all I would say mainly category of happiness one, and I call it P, pleasures basically. And you are working all those activities, you in a hope that you will get some happiness. Definitely we get some pleasures by doing all this kind of activity. And now so these are all mainly your work you do where you don't like it, but you do it anyway because you have to do it to survive. It includes everything: working in the office, going to some places, eating food. There might be many reasons for that, but these are all kind of activity you do thinking that end result is going to be very nice. So that is the goal here. You think that if I eat that food I'll be happy, if I go to that place I'll be happy, if I do this work I'll get money, I'll be happy. So these are the mode of thinking. So mainly your focus is you are trying to get happiness from the result of that activity. So that is one level one happiness, I say, and I give a acronym for that, P, pleasures. And then there is level two happiness. So level two happiness means what I mean by that is, now I will take two friends of mine. They live in California, and once they were describing that one friend, he likes to do a lot of carpentry work, and he built a kitchen bar, and he built a home theater studio in his garage. You know, these are he's a rich guy. He's in California living for a long time. He's a lot of money, but still he like to do that work by himself. So so what is happening in this case? He like to do that work. It is not that end goal is the motivation. So here, working, that activity is the motivation for him, and this is, I call it engagement. Okay, so when engagement is there in the activity, your pleasures are higher. So I call it happiness level 2. Now another friend, he also lives in California. He likes to run. Every week he runs so much. Recently he finished his total running miles. It is like he completed one whole round all around the earth. So that much he run, and he does a lot of exercise like biking and all those kind of thing. So he liked that activity, so he does, and he get a lot of happiness by doing that. Like other friend, he get a lot of happiness while doing that activity, um, like carpentry work. And other friend, he like to run and biking, so he does that and he get a lot of happiness. So if you think that, if you compare both the happiness level 1 and level 2, level 2 happiness is always going to be higher, because it is engagement in the activity. The previous one was, you are doing that activity, you don't like it, you are doing it anyway, hoping that result is going to be good, result is going to be enjoyable, result is going to be giving some comfort. So thinking that when you do that activity was level 1 happiness, that is called P. And then second one, I call it engagement, which is E. So when you have engagement in the activity, you get higher pleasure than that. It is not a theory, it is experiential. If you think about this, if you do some activity which you like doing the activity, then your pleasures are always going to be higher than the activity what you don't like it, but you do it. There is one guy, one pilot, he was telling that, I like to fly plane so much, and these guys are paying me for that. I would have done that anyway. If they didn't pay me, I would have done that anyway. So the kind of the point what I'm trying to make is, the when you have engagement in the activity, when you like that activity, you will have engagement, and then engagement is always going to be higher pleasure than the work you do which you don't like, but you do it to get the result, thinking that result is going to give you happiness. So now I talked about happiness level 1 and happiness level 2. There is another category of activity which gives the higher pleasure or higher happiness. I call it happiness level 3 than these two. So one another friend who also uh, lives in California, he what he does, he of course he works in the office, and then he does kind of exercise and running, a little bit of running and biking, and more than that, he does another activity, uh, which is community service, or he does a lot of activity for his uh, hometown. He does a lot of activity for kind of natural disaster happen, and a lot of people in India, they suffer a lot, and then he try to help them in a many different way. There are not only monetary help, there are a lot of other ways to help, and he try to do that. And also he try to do in California itself a lot of social activities. So these activities give the higher level of happiness than the previous two. So this one I call it meaning. When you do a activity which has a uh, bigger purpose and higher meaning, like here in this case, your uh, personal achievement or personal goal is not important here. In this activity, you are trying to help for the society, you are trying to help for the people who need. It is this activity, it is there is no objective of getting any personal gain. So this is something we call it higher level of happiness. Now there are cases like people mm, do a lot of office work, and then like level 1 happiness work, level 2 happiness, level 2 happiness work, and then this level 3 happiness work also they do. and when they think about this after some time, uh, like maybe they think of that active all those three activities after 3-4 years later, they will still they will have that still much higher happiness from that uh, meaningful activity, which is their community service, social activity, charity, and all those activities. That will give them higher pleasure. So that is more lasting happiness compared to other two. So the acronym what I made is PEM. P, you do personal gain activity for pleasure, and E is engagement in your activity, and M is meaning. When your activity has bigger meaning, uh, and that give the highest happiness. So that's all I wanted to make a small video about this three different type of activities. People always think that whenever people have money, then only they give money. It is not true. You might be in your life, you if you see look back, like when we are studying engineering in Jadavpur University, we notice that there are some people who naturally they are helpful, naturally they try to help other guys, and there are some guys we have seen who are very passionate about some activity. They like to do that activity no matter what, they do that. And there are some people who just do things because they have to do it, kind of people. So these are all some people happen naturally, and some people do this very consciously. And people say that intelligent people always do good stuff, and genius only does what is needed. Thank you very much.